something hits the floor, and it's really loud. It hit so hard on the floor that it caused the camera to shake. See the camera shake? The squeak you hear is the door to Norma and Ron's bedroom. Across the hall as Norma enters. No one is anywhere near this camera when this noise is heard. There's no explanation why something, yet again, was thrown off a shelf or a bookcase onto the floor. There would be an explanation if somebody was missing, but everybody was accounted for. This is happening to you. This is happening to your children. I don't know how much more of a sensitive case we can be on. So we want to make sure that we take every step super serious and the right way. But again, we just want to collect more evidence to give you a better diagnosis of what we're going to do next or who we're going to bring in to help eradicate this problem. Okay? So I got a question for you. Is it okay if we look at the footage of Justin being pulled from the bed a little over a week ago?
It had no idea trying to pull me off the bed, but I felt like claws like digging right here in my hair, and so it was going like this.
I know that we have it here, and I know that there was a little bit of hesitation in letting us see this because it was a disturbing moment for you all, but I feel it's very important. Can we watch it because we haven't seen it yet? Okay, let's take a look.
Bandits have it in their own hands.
That's dramatic. Yeah, it's definitely some disturbing footage. I think it's important to see this. There's a lot of real terror there, and I think that's very important to see. I asked James and Michelle to help us analyze what happens in this video.
You guys see Jessel's head, you can see fly up around here, and then Justin's he'll fly around here.
Okay, so his hand actually got pulled up.
Yeah,
At that moment, something was grabbing his hand, causing it to be pulled up in this moment right here.
Trying to pull him out of bed.
Okay.
What was that right there? Is that?
What is that?
What is that?
Yeah, it's his hand because it like
It's his hand flying fast.
It was trying to dig me out of the bed. I was trying to put my weight on him, and my husband grabbed his leg.
Continuing on in the defensive zone.
We move upstairs to investigate further. So our camera was set up right about here, shooting this bed. And over here, this is where the dragon fell that we captured on camera. So something, we believe, on this fell. So I'm thinking it might have been the camera, but the camera's really sturdy. It's actually attached to some industrial strength Velcro. While I examine the security camera, Aaron and Jay discover the source of the loud noise we captured in Justin's room.
Still waiting for his first goal.
We got it, Zach.
Solid, clean win.
What was it?
Bandits in their own end have control of the ball.
It was. Can you guys get a close-up of this?
Terrific shot by the save.
been searching through all of the toys to see if one of them may have automatically turned on and spoken a word.
You should turn this light off.
Hey, oh, right there. That was the noise. That's what I heard.
Why did that?
It's nothing, Aaron. It said 6.
It says 6. You should turn this light off.
Hey, oh, right there. Hey, oh, right there. That was the noise. That's what I heard.
What was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something just got hit.
Oh my gosh, are you serious right now?
This is.
Is there another camera? This is the only camera we got rolling.
Just as I feel something, another toy appears to turn on all by itself. And we know that this large dinosaur isn't motion activated because we kept walking past it the entire time we were searching for the source of the voice.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something just got hit.
Oh my gosh, are you serious right now?
Michelle? Do you guys want to go ahead and take off now to the hotel? Okay, go ahead. So you guys can get some sleep.
As soon as the family leaves, I quickly grab the SLS camera and point it in the area where these toys have been mysteriously speaking and turning on.
Oh my gosh.
SLS, and I had a feeling you would have hearing me in that toy.
Can you make that the toy?
It's that toy again.
Can you turn the toy on?
It disappeared.
As the figure now disappears from the dinosaur, which we believe it turned on, it now coincidentally appears on top of the table right near where we placed the other toy that said 6 earlier.
Can you make that toy?
Oh my god, dude. Now it just appeared. Oh, look at her.
It's on the table.
Yeah, it's standing right on top of the table.
This is where the said happened.
Look at it. You see it?
Yeah, go ahead. Can you make that toy come on?
It's standing on top of the table.
Hey, this was my point. That thing only works when you put them here. When you put the puzzle pieces in that, you
Where
have
is it?
It's right there.
Right where?
It's right here. Whoa! It's my little Sandy. It just dropped. It just dropped.
Incredibly, the toy speaks again, and it does so right after the figure disappears from the table. But the most shocking part is what this toy is about to say right now.
Wow.
Oh,
666.
We are all really blown away at this point as to what this toy just said.
oh.
666.
Figure I captured was right next to them.
That was the full sentence. Defend all who dwell in this home.
We're receiving highly disturbing messages from a talking toy at this Southern California home.
666.
Is this evidence enough to prove that there is a negative entity here that's influencing Justin's actions? The figure was standing right next to it. You understand that, right?
Yes.
The figure I captured was right next to it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, why did it stop?
The board suddenly stops talking and remains silent for the rest of the night. 666 is absolutely compelling. As we head back upstairs, we enter the mother's bedroom, and as Aaron begins using the spirit box, we only receive this single female voice.
What? That was a full sentence. What?
Could this spirit be Justin's great-grandmother who died in this house? And is she referencing the paper where the family claims that the bad ghost drew a picture of itself? Or is it possible that she is telling us that Justin was influenced to draw a picture of his attachment?
So earlier when I was laying here with Michelle and her two sons, apparently there's a lot of activity going on with them, but unfortunately I didn't feel anything or nothing was touching me that was touching them, and I was right next to them. What got me a little bit was they said that they were hearing clawings coming from the sheets of the bed right here. I had my hands all over the place, and unfortunately whenever I was near the one boy's foot, I started feeling the bed go down as if he was moving his foot, making those clawing sounds. So I believe that he was making those noises with his foot. I think he's doing this, and I don't know the meaning why he's doing this. Whether it's for attention, or is there something here influencing him? Is there actually a demonic infestation here? Is there an evil spirit here that's latched on to this boy? And the boy is then being controlled by this entity to do these things, to scare his family half to death? I don't know. What leads me to believe that it's very possible this poor kid is suffering from some type of negative attachment is because of the high caliber of violent activity that is going on here.
666.
Just before our lockdown, Michelle said that she noticed a thumbtack was driven into her forehead on this Mother's Day photo. Full-size knives have been stabbed into countless pieces of furniture here. Walls and carpets have been destroyed by mysterious ink stains. Appliances have been damaged by unknown flying tools. Demonic creatures have been drawn on paper. And from our SLS evidence, our audio evidence, and other observations, we feel it's necessary to answer this family's request to get them help. So we invite Bishop Ryan Willett and Sister Mary Jo of the Atlanta Order of Exorcists to provide spiritual assistance. After they meet with Michelle and James, they decide to bless the entire house.
Hear us, Holy Lord, Almighty Father, Eternal God. Defend all who dwell in this home.
And exorcise the bedroom where most of the aggressive activity is occurring.
I don't doubt that the family is having a paranormal disturbance here, but I think a lot of the manifestations are actually happening through members of the family. I think whatever entity is here, it's able to enter into them and control them.
From this moment on,
Walter Rowley once said, "The engine is the heart of an airplane, but the pilot is its soul." And right here at the March Field Air Museum in Riverside, California, some of the souls that are attached to these jets and airplanes, they're still here. Air Force Base opens during a time when the American military is just taking to the skies. Planes crash, pilots die. Every plane has its story to tell, but some of the hauntings here may have deeper roots. To a time when this land was home to a sharecropper and his family who suffered and died right here where this museum now sits. Their souls are set to roam these grounds alongside the many airmen who died tragically defending their country. We begin here in the main hangar in search of evidence of the March Field hauntings. So Jeff, you're the curator here.
I am.
So what's your background?
I've got 27 years of federal service, 5 of it in the Air Force, and then 22 of it with federal law enforcement.
Jeff hunted for smugglers while serving in the Aviation Department of Homeland Security. That's a good background for a trained ear and good eyes, huh?
It is somebody who's trained to see things and to pay attention.
So, with that said, do you believe that there is paranormal activity going on here?
I do.
You do?
I've seen it myself.
What kind of things have you experienced here?
Oh, we've had voices. We've had artifacts thrown around. We've had cameras tipped over. So
Really?
Quite a bit of activity here.
So, why do you think there's so much paranormal activity here?
Well, we've got about 30,000 artifacts and 84 airplanes here. That's an awful lot of energy compressed into a single location. Aviation itself is dangerous, and most of our artifacts are associated with combat too. So there's a lot of emotion wrapped up in this museum.
Jeff tells us he's also had personal experiences that have truly disturbed and terrified him.
I had a dark spirit. I don't really know what it was, but it simply came from my left, went right through me, and then off to the right. I yelled. It was so unusual. Kind of jumped up and yelped, but it was extremely uncomfortable, and as fast as that, it was through.
Okay, so right now we are back in Jeff's office. This is your office?
This is.
Can you tell me about your background?
41 years of government service, then retired from Department of Homeland Security Customs Service.
With all of that background and experience, you are now overseeing the tech aspect and the audio-visual aspect of what's been going on here in terms of paranormal activity, correct?
Yes.
So what are you going to show us right now? July 29th, 2012 at 2 a.m., camera mysteriously fell over in the restoration hangar. Wait a minute, the restoration hangar, isn't that the same hangar where the alleged house used to sit on the sharecropper's land?
Same property.
It is?
It is.
I heard a rumor that there was a family that lived in that house that were either killed or they died from something.
To the best that we can determine, it was a young woman who had 2 small children. All 3 of them died from the flu.
Okay.
And they appear to still be in the hangar.
And that hangar sits exactly where their house is.
Exactly where their house sat.
And this is where this happened.
And that's where we're going to look at here.
Interesting. So what are we looking at here?
Okay, 2012, matter of fact.
It, of course, wasn't in the middle of the
This
night.
camera was secured and it just...
It was on a tripod. It was not extended. It was secured.
And in this same hangar, there's been other activity
Yes.
reported by other people.
Yeah, quite a
Have
bit.
there been sightings of apparitions there?
Yes.
Of the woman
The
or...
woman and her 2 children.
They probably don't like you setting up a camera in their house.
Kind of what we thought.
Mikey? Hey, how are you? Good. Good to meet you. Nice to meet you. Now, you were with LAPD for 35 years? Yes, I was. Wow. Can you tell me, was there something that you experienced? There was some kind of a smell of death or smell of something dead or
There
something?
was on the mezzanine in a restoration hangar, and we were talking to an entity on the spirit box. We're asked to leave, and I said no, not just no, but help.
There's a lot of customizations that you can do within the boat itself. How can I utilize this? How can I create something cool and unique?
No, I'm the security manager here. Here's where we're going to stay.
That's what happens when a spirit tries telling a veteran of the LAPD for 35 years to leave. Hell no. No.
Exactly. But I had a sulfur smell follow me the whole day.
Wait, it was following you?
It was all everywhere I went would permeate it.
The existence of an unexplained sulfur smell can often indicate the presence of negative entities. What could this reveal about the dark force here? We now head to the restoration hangar.
The camera was right there.
Everyone's set up right there.
Exactly. We get a lot of good hits up here.
Can we do a quick session? Is there somebody here? What did you move over there? What did you move that was right here? What do you want? Whose house are we in? Yeah, I'd like to review that. Thank you for talking to us.
During that entire Spirit Box session with Mikey, we captured one single voice that upon further analysis will be a shocking discovery. Look at how big that plane is right here. We approach the next paranormal hotspot here at the museum, one of the largest transports in the American arsenal. Holy cow! 141. No way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the very first time that the Ghost Adventures crew are going to be investigating the C-141 Starlifter. C-141 Starbuster? Starlifter. Starlighter. Starlifter? Yes, Starlifter. This word. First time that we're ever going to investigate the C-141 Starbreaker. Starlifter.
Holy cow!
The Air Force C-141 jet carrier carries 154 fully equipped troops or 70,000 pounds of cargo.
Just imagine rows and rows of men. This is their very first time heading to battle. They're never going to see their family again. And that's where all those most intense thoughts of their entire lives happen, right here. They're on their way to Vietnam. You're sitting here, strapped in.
Side by side.
Side by side.
This plane did not just take soldiers to battle, it also returned with the remains of the fallen. All of the emotions, all the energy, it is still trapped here to this very day.
Thank you to all of our men and women in our armed forces for fighting for people like me and everybody else. So tell me what happened, Ryan, when you were on here.
We had theater show going on. We were providing overnight security. Me and another volunteer were sleeping up on the flight deck. It's around 2:30 in the morning. Carl woke me up, asking me if I could hear some noises. I was sleeping up on the flight deck in the bottom crew bunk. This is the flight deck in the cockpit.
Oh my God.
Lots of room up here. You can see top bunk, bottom bunk.
You were laying here?
I was sleeping down here, and the sound sounded like boots on the floor of the aircraft, and almost like auxiliary power unit engine noise. To be honest, that kind of put a little fear in me. Then I heard a southern voice say something, and I'm not sure what.
This is going to be a huge, full-on, almost another game. People have made crazy maps and crazy cool ideas.
What it was, I heard a voice.
Was it female or male?
It was a male voice.
Whatever Brian experienced on this plane, chilling to know that somehow this supernatural paranormal energy can still exist. I want an absolute blind reading done in this building.
That is a bomb. You see the bomb? Marchfield Air Museum is coming to a close, but before we leave, we decide to review the EVP we captured earlier in the restoration hangar.
Who's Ralph over here? Okay, so this is pretty unusual. You took us into the restoration hangar. We heard a 3-syllable response from a female. Tell me if you all hear a little child.
Sound like it's Daddy.
Okay. I hear, hey, Daddy. Jeff, can you come over here and Sherry, just, yeah, come on over here. I want everybody to hear this.
Saying, hey, Daddy.
Exactly.
Whose house is this? Sounds like
It's Daddy's. I'm kind of with you.
You think it's Dad? You think it's his plan?
It's Daddy's.
Because I did say. Wait, was that my question?
Yes.
Whose house are we in? Oh my God.
Daddy's. That's what
I didn't realize that. The question.
Yeah.
Whose house are we in? It's Daddy. Okay.
It's Daddy's. Whose house is this? It's Daddy's.
It is truly remarkable that this is the only voice we captured. In the hangar that now sits where the sharecropper's house once stood, a home where it is claimed a mother and her 2 children died of the flu. Now that we have this audio evidence, we want to see if world-renowned psychics Michael and Marty Perry can help us find out more about the old sharecropper's family and the other spirits in the museum. We have blindfolded the Perrys, so they have no clue as to where they are.
Follow me and just watch your step.
We isolate Marty in a room on the ground floor, while we take Michael to the mezzanine, where we recently captured the voice of a little girl.
Who's Ralph over here? Okay, Michael and Marty, I want an absolute blind reading done in this building. We're just going to observe right now.
Well, thank you. Well, welcome. Hello. I'm smelling wood.
You smell wood.
Wood.
Wood, burning wood, just wood.
Yeah, wood. I know it's warm here, but it feels hot. Aside from that. I'll just stand up for a second. Has this place got a metal roof?
Yes.
Does it have like a... Does it go up and then up? Does it have like a 2-tier roof?
2-tier?
Yeah, does it have like a little bit of a roof and then it comes down and then main roof? What was it before?
It is amazing how quickly Michael seems to be picking up on the sharecropper's home that once sat on this very property.
So we left Marty back at location A. So we're going to take you now to location B. We're going to walk around a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah.
What's wrong, Michael?
Oh, yeah, I just felt kind of just craziness, like I was in a place that was just, there were just so many people and just so much stuff going on. It was just
chaos.
Chaos, yes.
There's people everywhere.
Yeah, just chaos. Maybe.
It's a new season, and that means a brand new Battle Pass. The Season 7 Battle Pass features over 100...
People died in a fire here, I don't know.
Is the fire amidst all the chaos?
Yeah,
and all the people?
yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Could Michael be sensing the many accidents that took place at this airfield? Or is he being affected by the residual energy of the many artifacts here that saw combat? We bring Michael to the display case where yesterday Jeff explained objects were mysteriously thrown about.
When I looked in the doors, I could see that artifacts from the case had been thrown out across the floor here.
let's kind of settle right around here. You good, Michael? Okay. Is there anything here negative at all, or mean, or angry, or?
I was just seeing more like dark figures, if you like. I don't think they're like malevolent. They're just more like attention getting.
Okay.
It's more like things just
falling.
Yeah, falling off the glass or something like that. You know.
There's glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be a window.
So I'm gonna have you remove your blindfold. Oh, there you are. How you doing? Good to see you. This is a case where they removed the glass temporarily to work on it. Then they came in and these objects all fell off some of these.
Oh, that's cool. I just saw stuff falling off and glass, and then it looked like a window.
We were standing right in front.
That's cool.
I want you to follow me.
Wow.
You were at the Marchfield Air Museum.
Oh, this is cool.
I'm going to show you something while you two were not around each other. You kept saying over and over and over, fire, fire, fire. Get chills. Fire, fire, fire. People running, people running.
I just saw people scattering. And
so your wife drew a building on fire. But I want you to look what you drew right next to the fire. That is a bomb. Do you see the bomb?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, totally unaware of her location, Marty has clearly picked up on the suffering caused by the many instruments of war on display here at the museum.
I will say that the house that you were describing
sound like two-tier roof.
That was right at the location where that warehouse was. So there was a family that lived there, and I guess they died. We made contact with the little girl on the spirit. That's the only voice that we got. You know, I asked whose house is this, and she said it's Daddy.
Well, that's probably the era where that first picture of the man comes from.
This photo here, Marty?
Yeah.
Okay. So the little girl in the spirit box said, I said, whose house is this? And she said, it's Daddy's. Whose house are we in? Is this your daddy? Can you tell me your name? Time to investigate the Marchfield Air Museum. We are on an active air base. It's just right there. This used to be a part of that air base. And where this museum is, there were fatalities here frequently because this was one of the most dangerous areas of that base. Then all the fatalities that these deadly machines caused in war, add that to the hauntings. Then add the sharecropper's house that is now the restoration hangar and the deaths of that family that is still being seen today. Then the mysterious negative entities that are roaming this entire complex that Michael and Marty Perry just picked up on, and that the staff that we met is being affected from.
Well, absolutely. And I said, hell no, we're not leaving. They had a sulfur smell following me the whole day.
This is a complex investigation. It covers massive amounts of ground and buildings. Because of that, we will not be having a nerve center. I'm using everybody because we need that many people to cover this ground. This is a tactical mission.
Okay, so Billy and Aaron are over at the restoration hangar investigating, trying to make contact with the sharecropper's family, the house that was there. And so Dakota, Jay, and myself are setting up in one of the hangars here where the staff have had a lot of activity, including some negative, scarier stuff. And you gotta remember there's over 1,000 artifacts here too from war in these cases. Things have flown out. There's a camera covering that right now. But as I was setting up this X camera we're coming up on right now, there was a ball of light that came right at my camera. And at that moment, I felt frozen frozen like I did with Michael and Marty Perry at the conclusion of their reading, and I couldn't move. And that was just like what Jeff was telling us when he was in the office right here, and he felt something screen.
A dark spirit went right through me and then off to the right.
It is strong in here. As Billy and Aaron are setting up X cameras inside of this old restoration hangar, they hear their walkie-talkie unexplainably fall over.
What was that? This walkie-talkie just got pushed over.
And as they investigate further, Billy begins feeling energy.
I said it. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my god, dude. Hey, I sat down and just like that and walked away and just got kicked over. Right? Well, think about it. If you're military, you pick up a walkie-talkie, right? Damn. Since we got in here, yeah. Has there been one noise?
Just as this activity is occurring, Aaron freaks out because he sees a very